Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This one caught me by surprise because now K, aka Frazier, well that's his real name actually, but he was a part of FaZe Clan up until about a year ago. Now he's dropped his perspective from what it looks like on why FaZe Clan is falling apart. As you guys can see by the title of the video, he dropped this about 9 hours ago and it's going to be interesting to get his perspective as well as whoever else is going to give their input on the situation. But before we get the video started, make sure you guys go ahead, like and subscribe if you guys are liking the content, and let's get right into it, man.
Well, this isn't a video I thought I would be making. As all of you have been seeing, what is going on online right now with FaZe Clan. As a former member for almost a decade, I thought I would share my perspective on this as well. And before I say anything, because I know you guys are watching this, I do want to say, like, Ricky, Tommy, Norden, Tico, Apex, Blaze, Alex, all of you guys, I fucking love you. Like, I know you know that. It's crazy. This is what it is. It's fucked. And you know, my opinion may be totally invalid because of what happened between me and FaZe, and that is fine. I'm here to say what I have to say.
I believe what happened with him and FaZe was that he got caught up in like one of those crypto scandals, and that's why they kind of parted ways. But I think like he said, it was about a year ago, which has been a pretty long time now, and it's cool that he still cares about the brand and the crew as a whole.
For a long time, I've been quiet. For a long time, you guys have never seen me as Frazier. You know, you've watched K, you've watched FaZe K. You've never seen me though, ever. But you know, since Norden posted his first video, I've been very vocal on my Snapchat what I think about this. Tico has now posted a video. I've been texting all of the guys for a long time, way before they made any content about this. They know how I feel. And it's time for me to tell the world, man, because I'm fed up of just fucking keeping this all inside, bro. Like, I can't do that anymore. Like, I refuse to. Whether I like it or not, whether anybody likes it or not, I was an integral part to FaZe Clan for many years. Many years. Creating the content, strategizing members who should join, members who shouldn't join.
Him and Jarvis were a very big part of FaZe. I know them two were dropping videos like crazy for FaZe Clan for like quite a few number of years, and they were consistent with it too. They were banger after banger.
Yeah, everything FaZe. This shit is tattooed on my body. I've got like 3 FaZe tattoos on my body, man. And that don't mean shit. I've got a tattoo of a dick as well. Like, what does that mean? So obviously I've seen Norden's video, I've seen Tico's video, I've seen Blaze's video. There's a lot of things in there I agree with. There is really nothing in there that I disagree with. Some things I want to comment on that I can expand on, but everything these guys are saying is right, man. You know, it's really sad to see what's happened over the last few years. The corporation side of FaZe is what has grown. It's like a huge monster inside of the brand that is just hungry, nasty, disgusting. Like, I don't even know what words to put into like the corporation side of it. It's soulless, and that reflects in what we see now. Soulless. So back when I was in FaZe, I actually tried to, you know, form what I didn't realize was actually a talent union. I was trying to get all the guys together to come and realize that, like, what is going on? What are we doing? What are we doing right now? I wanted all of the talent to be treated fairly, equally, to have what they deserved. Even back then, I was never claiming I was one of the OG New York house lot like Tico and Norden and that. I understand the role they played, and I understand the role I played too. Like, it was so bad to the point that when I moved to Vegas before Jarvis's fight, Tico didn't even want to make videos for FaZe Clan, even though I was the one making them. It's nothing about me. It was nothing to do with me. It was because he wasn't being treated fairly, bro. And it showed me how weak they are and how right what Norden now is trying to do is. He is right. Norden is absolutely right. FaZe should have come together as a group of talent and tried to take the company back. You know, in hindsight, now it's too late. Maybe it's not. I hope it's not.
I actually hope it's not too late either, just because all of these guys are super talented. Um, obviously they have a mass amount of followers. Each of them probably has minimum of like 2 million followers, upwards to um like FaZe Rug. I think last time I saw his stuff, he's had like 17 million followers. So the talent's definitely there, and they should have a lot of control over what goes on. But at the end of the day, that corporation's just gonna be, I guess, looking out for the monetary value and seeking out these other opportunities that you guys are speaking about.
But you know, obviously it would have been way better to happen years ago. But when I kicked up a fuss and said, hey guys, corporation, we aren't going to do this unless you make this equal and fair. They got on a flight the next day and came to us. It showed me how weak and scared they were. They got on calls with, I'm not going to drop their names, but two of the biggest FaZe members back then to try and sign them to deals that would take them away from what I was trying to build, which was fairness, equality, fucking what you deserved, bro. What all of us deserved. Maybe I don't now, and I accept that. I don't give a fuck. I just need to tell the world what I feel, man. This is what I care about. Saying this shit, bro. This is crazy, brother. You know, without Norden doing what he did for FaZe, back when it was Norden's time to shine, man. Everyone in FaZe has had their time to shine, you know, it's how it is. When Norden had his time to shine, he was posting how many videos a day? For how long? Like, he paved the way. Do you think when I blew up, I knew that I had to make that many videos? That I knew how much work I had to put in? I knew that because Norden had done it. He set in stone the fucking blueprint for what it takes to be the top of the FaZe chain. The top of the biggest FaZe member. But the thing is, the corporate side of FaZe don't understand the value of what Norden did for the team. What Norden set the blueprint for. What I did. They think that if they collab with Champion again, or go say, hey look, we got Disney, or you know, we got Snoop Dogg in the house, man, that it's just gonna fill the.
That's crazy though, that everybody's talking the same, like they're all on the same page about the same exact like subject matter, like with the whole talent, with FaZe Clan, like the corporate side doing all these collaborations that aren't really bringing anything, to anything of value to the actual people that are out there every day representing it like they are. Um, it's insane. Like I'm glad at least they're all on the same page whenever they're speaking about this whole subject.
Whole. No, bro. And all the people that are like us, like Norden, like Tico, were pushed away from their greed. Like, the talent were completely neglected in FaZe the entire time. I'm really only touching on the surface in this video, really touching on the very top of the surface, because this would go on for years, man. This video would be like 2 hours long. Maybe I'll just fucking do it one day, honestly. Like, I've always had a very difficult relationship with the CEO of FaZe, the CEOs. There's been multiple, but all of them. Hopefully one day I'll be able to come out and say everything. I'll never forget one time when me and Tico, originally we were trying to fight for ourselves against these big corporate giants in 2020, 2019. And they sat down with me and Tico and basically said to us, you are worthless, you are nothing without us. That is what they said to us.
Bro, that's crazy. Like, especially because they're all having issues with the CEO. I know Norden talked about the very first one, but they've all seemed like they've all been garbage.
I remember how upset it made Tico. I remember how upset it made me. And I know we felt this way for a long time. Maybe you guys might think differently. Maybe you agree. The CEO of FaZe told me then that the only reason that Jarvis was ever big was because he joined FaZe. The only reason. Every single person that has ever worked at FaZe and left, or most of the time been fired because they didn't agree with what the CEOs were saying, thinks the same thing we are. Because I've spoken to all of them. A lot of them now work at 100 Thieves and other places, and I know this because I see them working there, and I know how they feel, and I bet they're fucking loving this, bro. Nick Merckx, I've heard a story. I know Nick Merckx knows how dumb the corporate people at FaZe are. I know he knows that. And I just want to put this.
I'm actually looking forward if Nick Merckx ever puts anything out, like what he would have to say about this whole situation. I know he kind of did like a teaser about it, but hasn't really spoken about it. His videos are a little cryptic sometimes, and he puts a lot of gameplay and a lot of like just one-on-one camera interaction before he gets to the meat and potatoes, let's say. Um, But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to see if he ever says anything about this whole situation, especially with what Kay's saying right now.
This out there because I care about every single person watching this, truly. Especially some of the corporate people in FaZe that actually did do a good job. There is a couple of them, unfortunately, on the lower level that don't have as much power as the big dogs. But there was a couple people in there that actually genuinely cared. Now I think there's just one left. But she or he doesn't have enough power to do anything, which is unfortunate. And I know they feel the same way I do, the same way Tico does, the same way Norden does, the same way every other FaZe member feels but hasn't said it publicly yet. You know, every single time a new talent joined, it was my job because of the channel I had then, the amount of views I was getting then, the amount of views Jarvis was getting, being the faces of FaZe, being, you know, the people that everyone wants to come and meet. It was my job when a new talent joined to make videos with them and make them feel included, which I did because I loved it. I remembered what it felt like to join FaZe, man, and like it's a bit daunting, and to be welcomed with open arms into a video of like the biggest channel. I know how much that would have made me. I know how that would have made me feel back.
I will say this though, when I was really watching Jarvis and watching Kay, they were putting out videos out like crazy with a lot of the new members, and seeing that die off after everything kind of popped off with them and like the whole crypto thing was a little sad. But yeah, these two guys did a lot as far as content is concerned for FaZe.
Back in the day, I know Norden's been through a lot. I know he's been through his phases, but please, he can sound manic. I've seen the comments, but listen to him, man. He has the best interest for FaZe at heart. I know he does. So does Tico. I did try to go back to FaZe Clan last year after, you know, me being kicked, Jarvis not being in FaZe. You know, we went back to them and said, hey, this is what we'll come to FaZe to do. I will come and be behind the scenes in FaZe and make all your videos again like I was when you were getting views and when it was good and when there was people of the culture understanding and creating culture for culture. I don't think that makes sense, but I hope you know what I'm saying.
I get what you're putting down, bro. I get you.
And it's taken me a while to like have the courage to make this. I've been wanting to make something like this for a long time. For a long time, I've been wanting to do this. I want to give a huge props to Tico for having the courage to come out and do what he did, because as I said to you on text, Tico, it's given me the courage to do this, brother. Seriously, mate. Norden too. You guys may hate this, you may love it, but this is how I feel, and I can't change that, and I never will change that. And I'm gonna be true to myself. This journey I'm on right now of boxing out in Las Vegas, I'm looking to fight for the next 3-4 years of my life. It's brought me back to myself, Frazier. I love where I'm at right now in my life. I'm happier, I'm more content than I've ever been. I know who I am. I know who Frazier is, and I cannot wait for you guys to see what I have been training for and what I will do. And it feels weird to say things like this about yourself, but when you do boxing like I am, you really have to assess, like, who am I? Am I strong, mentally fit, physically well enough to do this? And I truly am the mentally strongest, emotionally strongest, physically strongest person that I know and have known my entire fucking life. And I know that, and I'm fucking coming. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for what I'm about to do. Feels like I was born for this.
Bro, it's crazy how everybody, like, and especially everybody in FaZe right now, is gravitating towards boxing. Jarvis, obviously now he's doing it, but Temper, like, there's a lot of them that are gravitating over that way. And I know Jarvis, most of his content now just consists of boxing and training and doing a bunch of other stuff there.
Like, I swear, like, everything else I've done has led to this moment, bro. I didn't feel like this a year ago. I can tell you that now. I can tell you it's taken a long time for me to reach where I am right now, mentally, physically, emotionally. But I'm finally here. I'm now here. And I want to say it one last time to end this off the same way I started it, with love, man, because what Ricky Banks, specifically Ricky Banks, has done for me in my life is tremendous. Tremendous. I wouldn't be here making this video if it wasn't for Banks in the first place. I wouldn't be doing a lot of stuff if it wasn't for Banks. If it wasn't for my hard work, my dedication, but that man giving me an opportunity. And I know that. I will never forget that, Ricky. Tommy too. Apex, especially Apex as well, what you did for Jarvis, man. Norden, what you've done for everything. All of the founders, Euphoria. I couldn't have more love for you, and I know you know that.
I actually forgot that Banks was one of the one of the co-owners. So the four co-owners are Banks, Apex, Temper, and then Rain. So that makes sense. But I forgot about Ricky though, to be honest.
Truly, truly, guys, I do.
I don't know. What do you guys think about the whole situation? I think it's kind of crazy. I hope it gets better. I hope everybody gets, reconciles with each other. Everything gets situated, especially with the whole corporate side of things, and they get FaZe Clan back to where it needs to be. Back with actual creators and not with the celebrities and the collaborations. Which, in turn, if they did it right, it would all work out for everybody. But to Rain's point, you know, they're doing it more for the celebrities than they are for the actual creators or even like the people, us as viewers, where they're kind of setting a bigger gap in I guess like wanting to reach that goal of anybody wanting to try and join FaZe Clan just because they're not recruiting how they used to with people actually being good. They're just recruiting people based off of clout, like I don't know though, it's crazy. But again, I hope everything gets good for all of them. I know I'm wishing Rain the best because he's been trying to fight for this for a long time and people have been calling him crazy. Um, just because of all the personal stuff that he was going through and he was displaying. But the more and more, the more people come out and speak about it like they are now, I think the better it should hopefully get for everybody. And, everybody should get compensated hopefully as best as they can in a way. But if you guys stayed to the end of the video, I hope you guys liked it and got a little bit more of my perspective on it. I'm very interested to see what goes on and who out of FaZe Clan or whoever is no longer in FaZe Clan decides to speak out. Um, and let's see what happens, man. But thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next video.